for circles. Okay, we'll talk about equation for circles. So equation for circle, well, it's a little bit different from what we had before because all the things we learned before, think about linear, think about quadratic, think about hyperbolas, think about truncus, think about the square root. They all start from y equals to something. But circle is different. Circle is different. So the basic formula we have is x squared plus y squared equals to r squared. Okay, this one is a circle. Like this equation defines a circle who has center at 0, 0 at radius of r. Okay, this is the basic formula, the easiest formula for a circle. So, for example, this circle, I'll have equation x squared plus y squared equals to 1 because the radius, okay, center is here and radius is 1. So I will use the equation x squared plus y squared equals to 1 squared to express it. So that's the equation for a circle. Boys. Obviously, not all the circles start from 0, 0. The center won't be always at 0, 0. So the equation we have here is like a turning point form for quadratic, but like we have y involved as well. So it's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals to r squared. Okay, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals to r squared. So if you have this equation, okay, x minus something squared and plus y minus something squared equals to number squared. In this case, we will have center at h comma k. It's written just above here. Okay, we will have radius of r and center of h and k. Okay, radius of r and center of h and k. So, well, we'll talk about the semicircle later, but let's have a look at the question here. So if we think about the center, what's the center of the circle? -1 and -4. And what's the radius? Here, radius equals to 5 because I can change that to 5 squared. So I will just sketch one circle because I don't have much time today. So -1 and -4. Y here, x here. So the first thing we'll do is we find the center and we need to label the center. Okay, we extend what below here. So this point is -1, -4. Any questions? And radius is 5. So we will go from the center vertically up and down for 5 units and left and right for 5 units. So we'll move up by 5 units, which I will have the point here. So it's -1, 1. I will move down by 5 units, which is here. It's -1, -9. Because radius is from the center, you move 5 to each direction to form the circle. And to move 5 units to the right hand side, we have here, that's 4, -4. And want to move 5 units to this side, we have -6, Okay, so we will just connect that and trying to make that like a circle. I know it's not going to be very round, but like as long as it looks like a circle, that's fine. How many xy intercepts you can see here? How many x-intercepts? 2. How many y-intercept? 2. So you can see 2 and 2. You need to solve out 2 x-intercept and 2 y-intercept. So we will make when x equals to 0. So okay, this one is a little bit harder to solve. So 0 plus 1 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals to 25. So we have 1 plus y plus 4 squared equals to 25. Can I just ask you, do not expand. Okay, do not expand. When you solve xy intercept for a circle, do not expand. Because we can go y plus 4 squared equals to 24. And my question is, what's y plus 4 must be? Correct. Plus minus root 24. Okay, you must remember the plus minus, otherwise you won't solve out 2y intercept. So y equals to minus 4 plus minus 2 root 6. So we have this point here, 0 comma minus 4 plus 2 root 6. And we have this point here is 0 comma minus 4 minus 2 root 6. Okay, that's the 2 point. And we can use the same way to solve the x-intercept. So we make when y equals to 0. Okay, when y equals to 0, we have x plus 1 squared plus 0 plus 4 squared equals to 25. So x plus 1 squared plus 16 equals to 25. X plus 1 squared equals to 9. So what's x plus 1 must be? Plus minus 3. Thank you. Plus minus x squared equals to 9 plus minus 3. So x plus 1 equals to minus 3 or x plus 1 equals to positive 3. So x is minus 4 or x is 2. I go pretty fast. Like if you can't follow this pace, you don't really need to copy this down. Like it's more important to understand it. And the notes is here. You can always come back to copy it. It's just like how to solve. Okay, because I need to move pretty fast. That's a minus 4, 0. At that point is a 2, 0. It's approximately there. Yes, approximately there. Okay. Any questions? Okay, if you don't have any question, I'll show you another form of a circle. If you can see, okay, this is the only thing we learn which is quite special compared to all the other equations. If you see x squared and y squared in your equation, that must be a circle. Okay, for methods, if you see x squared and a y squared in the question, it will be a circle. So in this case, I need the center form to find my center. So I need to complete square twice in this question. Okay, to make it becomes the center form. I want x minus h squared. That's basically a completing square form. Okay, so what we'll do is I will complete square for those two. And I will complete square for those two. Well, the two I don't really mind to move it to the other side. So I will complete square for the x terms and I will complete square for the y terms. So to complete square, we have x squared plus 6x plus half of 6 squared and minus half of 6 squared. Same as the other side, y squared minus 4y plus half of b minus half of b. And that equals to negative 2. Okay, so what we can complete is those 3 and those 3. So we have x plus 3 squared minus 9 plus y minus 2 squared minus 4 equals to negative 2. So just rearrange the equation a little bit. Keep the 2 squared on one side, and that equals to 9 plus 4 minus 2. Move the thing to the other side. That's a 13 minus 2, that's a 11. Okay, you can see that's the correct form for, like, the center form for a circle. So what's the center for this circle? -3 and 2. But what's the radius? √11. Good. Okay, so radius is √11. The 11 will become square root 11 squared because the right hand side must be r squared, not r. Okay, so right hand side is r squared. So it's √11 squared. And you can sketch that after you know the center, you know the radius. Find the 4 points, the 2 vertical, like the top and bottom one, and the left and right, like the furthest point there. And then you can find x, y intercept by substitute x equals to 0 or y equals to 0. Okay, I'm not going to sketch this one for you. It's just like important. The important thing is you know how to complete square, and you can just make it into the turning points and center radius form. So I'm going to show you how to sketch a circle in the calculator because the calculator starts from y. So always y equals to something. It's hard to just rearrange. Well, I can't really rearrange it. But if you go to the, okay, one thing, never use scratchpad. I hope you know that. Again, never use scratchpad. Not A, not B. Do not use it. The 2 things you need to use is this thing here and this thing here. Yes. Okay, so for scratchpad, there's give you wrong answers. The reason I don't know why, but like if you type the, not all the time, but sometimes you put exactly the same thing into this one or into the scratchpad, you get different answers. A lot of settings, like a lot of settings here is not hold in the scratchpad. So when you change the setting, the scratchpad not going to change it, especially when we learn circular functions later in the year. It makes a lot of error, like almost every question is different answer. So do not use it. And the year 10 students prove that he says, like, I do have wrong answers when we do linear calculations, like in the scratchpad. So I don't know why. I don't know why it's even there. Like, I don't know the reason how we should properly use scratchpad. Maybe 1 plus 1 equals to 2, that's fine. But do not just use, you can try that, but I don't know when you make mistake. But I do see a lot of students come to me and show me, oh, Miss, why I put this in the calculator, I get this answer, and the equation is right, why it's different from the solution? I said, well, just do not use scratchpad, try something else, and you will get the correct answer. So, sorry, wrong thing. I want to go to the graphing page. Well, the f bracket x means y equals to something, and obviously this one is not y equals to something, it's x squared plus y squared equals to another number. So we can go for menu, graph entry and edit, like if you go number 3, and there's equation template. So menu 3 and 3, equation templates. Okay, menu 3 and 3. And then we have, wait, where's my circle? See number 3, menu 3, 3, 3. So circle here. And if you go 3, there's 2 forms. One is the center radius form, and the other one is the standard form, just the expand version. Everyone see? Menu 3, 3, 3. And then you have number 1 or number 2 to choose. Say if I was to sketch from the standard form, just the question we made, like we just select this form. So I have 1x squared and 1 squared. It's already typed for you. And we have how many? Where's my question? 6 and minus 4. 6 and minus 4. Maybe give a bracket here. And then plus 2, I think, equals to 0. Just press enter. That draw the circle for you. Okay. Just in menu 3 and 3, there's other things you can draw, like in sketch. For example, the hyperbolas. We have the rectangular one or the west, east, north, south one. Like There's different things here. And you can sketch ellipse like in Sketch as well. So that's the templates. When it's not y equals to something, you can always sketch from this. Also, if I want to sketch parabolas, I have different forms to sketch. For example, it's in the turning point form. For example, it's in the standard form. For example, you have this shape, okay, that you rotate at 90 degrees. We'll talk about that later in chapter 5. So you can also sketch that by using the template. Okay, so there's like, when anything like is not regular, we start with Y. You can come to try if you can find a template in here and you can sketch it. Okay, that's not something really important because we don't really test circle a lot in VCE, but it did appear 2 years ago in VCE exam, like for circles, so you better know it. Okay, better know it. Okay, back to this one. Okay, now we have sketched the whole circle. Now we're going to talk about semicircles. There are 4 types of semicircle. Okay, I'll just do the notes here. There are 4 types of semicircle. So we have the top half. I'll play the calculator later. We have the bottom half, or we have the left-hand side half, or we have the right-hand side half. Okay, we can sketch 4 semicircles from a whole circle. Okay, the top 2, the equation will start from y equals to a positive square root, but with a quadratic in it. Remember when we sketch the square root, it's a linear in it. That's why I emphasize it's a linear in square root, because for semicircles, it's a quadratic in it. Okay, so it's something squared, x squared in it. And for the bottom half is y equals to minus square root of a quadratic. And you plus some k values here. I don't know what you're plussing here, just some value plus at the back. So the key thing is the square root of a quadratic in terms of x. And same as this one, it's a quadratic in terms of x. But for the left and right one, I will have x equals to a square root of a quadratic in terms of y plus h or some minus h. This is minus. Left hand side is the minus and right hand side is the plus. And in terms of y. Why I'm talking about that? Because when you see an equation, you should know the shape of it. And then you try to find the key feature. Like you're not going to say, I just guess and then start pointing. Like you need to have an idea first. Okay, what I'm sketching a semicircle now. I'm sketching a square root now. I'm sketching a hyperbola now. Like you need to know first what you're sketching for. Okay, so when we have the left hand side one, you will have the minus sign in front. So it's a minus a quadratic in terms of y. And if you sketch a right hand side one, it's a positive square root of quadratic in terms of y. So, okay, when you get this is the important thing. Okay, this is the notes. This is something you need to know. After you know this, question becomes really easy. Because if you look at this one, can you tell me which half of the circle you are sketching? Top, bottom, left, right, which half? Top, right? Everyone sees the top. It starts with y, so it must be top or bottom. It's a positive square root, so it's the top part. Okay, so first of all, you know it's a top part. That's something you know first. I'm sketching a top part of a circle. Where is the center? What's the radius? I will talk about that later. If you look at the next one, which half you're sketching? Bottom. Because it's y start with y and you have a negative square root, so you're sketching the bottom half. Okay, we look at the next one. Which half we're sketching here? Right. So the shape will be this. And for the last one, which half is sketching? Left. Start from x and it's a negative square root. So it's a left. All right. How to find center? How to find radius? What I'll do is I'll rearrange the equation. The first one is easy. I'll just square both sides. I want to get rid of the square root. Okay, so I want to get rid of the square root. That's my purpose. So I will square both sides. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll square both sides. Because this equation, I can square both sides. So I'll have y squared equals to 4 minus x squared. And I will put x and y squared on one side. What's this equation? A circle, center at, where's the center? 0, 0. And what's the radius? 2. So basically, I'm sketching a full circle here, center at 0, 0, and the radius of 2. But remember, my purpose is to sketch the top half of the graph. So my actual graph is only the top half. Yes, it's stop at here and here. That's 2, 0. That's negative 2, 0. We have center here 0, 0, and we have 0, 2. I only want the top half. Even though I rearrange the equation, I increase the possibility for y and x values. But overall, what I want to sketch is the top. Why I'm rearranging the equation? Because I want to see where's the center, what's the radius. Okay, so that's the purpose. Just rearrange it. Find the center, find the radius, and then go backwards and think about, okay, which part I need. I need the top part, I need the bottom part, or left or right. Okay. If I want to rearrange this, what I can do to the 2? I can subtract the 2 to the other side. And then we have minus the square root here. And I can square both sides. I square everything. After I move the 2, I square everything. I won't expand. Okay, remember, I won't expand. What's this side becomes? What's the right-hand side? Correct. It's just 9 minus x plus 1 squared. This negative will get rid of the negative when we square it. So negative 1 squared is just positive. 2 negative number times together is just a positive. And 2 square root times together, we have the inside. So after rearrange it, we have that. Where's the center? Negative 1 and 2. And which half we need? We need bottom half, right? We need bottom half. So we go 3 units here, 3 units here, and 3 units here. What I'm sketching is only the bottom half. Well, if you have x, y intercept, you still need to find it. Sometimes you're only left with one x-intercept, for example, or only one y-intercept, because you get rid of the other half. So we plus 3, that's 2, 2, minus 3, that's minus 4, 2, and that's minus 1, minus 1. That's the bottom half of this circle. Okay, so you go from the center, you keep only the bottom. Even though this equation is a full circle equation, but it's not the original equation. This equation is only helping us to find where's the center, what's the radius. Okay, it's more like a helping step, but it's not actually asking me to sketch this because I increase the possibility here when I square both sides of the equation. So I will only sketch the bottom half. Okay, for this one, I will still square both sides. So I have x plus 2 squared equals to 49 minus y minus 2 squared. Move it to one side, and the 49 equals to 7 squared. Center is -2 and 2. And because I'm sketching only the left-hand side, it's not really like a circle, it's like an ellipse. Okay, so move up by 7 units, move down by 7 units, move left by 7 units. Okay, back to the original, I only want to sketch the left-hand side. So when I make the full circle equation, I see the center is -2 and 2, the radius is 7, and I know what the left half looks like. Okay, so that's how you sketch semicircles. I'll give you like 30 seconds to think about to finish up. I need to go through one more exercise. This is the full circle and semicircle. Next one is not hard. Next one is not sketching. Don't worry. No, it's 4D and 4E. Check the schedule. I don't know why, but like that's how it's scheduled. I need to get things done. I feel it's a little bit too quick because exercise 5 and B is really important. It's the really basic knowledge for like you need to consolidate that. Like it's very, very important knowledge for methods. But like A and B is combined together to go through like in 50 minutes. I think it's a bit too quick. Yeah. 5 and 4 will be tested together. 4 and 5 will be like its function notation and Galois graph. So it will be tested together. So basically is you know the notation and you sketch your graph. Like so it's always those two topics will be tested together. This is a short chapter. 4 is a short chapter. It's for sketching exercise. And if you can go to the next page. Next page is basically start and solve. Okay, so determining the rules. Basically give you the rule, give you some points and ask you to find the missing values. Is you substitute in and you solve for it. So if you see example 1, it says the rectangular hyperbola has y equals to a over x plus k, passes through the point 2, 7 and -1, 1 and find the values of a and k. Okay, so when x equals to 2, y equals to 7. When x equals to -1, y equals to 1. Well, same as how you solve quadratic. The rule is given. So 7 equals to a over 2 plus k. And the other equation we'll have is 1 equals to a over -1 plus k. Have I shown you how to solve simultaneous equations on CAS? Yes? Just that's I'll just show it again maybe. So if you go menu 3.1, I don't want to use the I just use a little bit different. I don't want to use the simultaneous one. I just go a normal solve, and I want to solve two equations. I just select the button next to 9 and then give two equations here. You can do the simultaneous one. It will be the same thing. I just don't like the curly bracket thing, so I just pick this one. What we have is 7 equals to a over 2 plus k. And then we have 1 equals to a over -1 plus k. And then I want to solve, okay, move the thing, I want to solve A, so it's comma A and comma K. Okay, so put comma A, comma K. I'm solving A, also solving for K. If you press enter, it should give you the value directly. It will be the same to use number 3 and solve system of equations. It's the same thing as solve system like linear. I just don't like to remember the number. So I remember solve is -3, 1. I just press that and I find the number of equations I need to solve and type that in. Same thing, doesn't matter which one you use. So I got A equals to 4 and K equals to 5. So the rule is y equals to 4 over x plus 5. Everyone, just one thing. When you select things, like I see a lot of you, for example, you want to select number 3 algebra, you want to go that row. A lot of you just press the down, 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 and press the middle button. What? Can we listen, please? You don't need to move up and down to reach that point. You can just type number 3 and you will just open that comment for you. And you also select number 1. Just type number 1. I feel it's easier because sometimes you press the middle button, you will move up or down like it's not accurate enough. So just select the number. And for example, I just remember all the like common use ones. Number for solve is -3, 1. I just without looking at it, -3, 1. Like it's really quick. In the end, you need to just really do like press your calculator quickly because there's a lot of things you need to type in. So you can just press the number to quickly open that. Okay, anyway, I just show you how to use calculator again, and I have solved the rule that's y equals to 4 of x plus 5. Okay, if you read the next one, let's just quickly get this done. This is so easy. Find the equation of the circle who has center of 1, -1. Okay, what did I write? When I got center of 1 and -1, that's x was squared and y was squared. X minus 1 plus 1. -1 squared plus y minus 1 plus 1. Y minus 1 plus 1 plus equals to like r squared. I don't know what's the r. Like I don't know the information for readers yet. Can anyone tell me other than substitution how I can solve out the readers quickly? Gradient? No, it can't be gradient. You close, but what's the? Yes. So what I'm actually trying to find. So center is here. Center. This is my center. This is a point. This is a point on the graph. So what's the radius? The distance. Good. Not difference. It's the distance. Like, difference and distance is. So 4 minus 1 squared plus 3 minus -1 squared. And that is 3 squared plus 4 squared. And I think that's a 5. So if you can substitute, no problem for substitution, okay? So I just want to try, like, ask you to think about the shape. So center is here. Reach any point, you will get the radius. So radius is 5. So r equals to 5. So the equation we have is x minus 1 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals to 5 squared. So that's just a circle. Like say the circle looks like that. Center is here, one point is here, and you find the distance between that 2 points, and that's the radius. Or you can just sub x equals to 4 and y equals to 3 into this equation to find what r squared is. Okay. Last one, look at the graph. What's the name of this graph? Truncus. Okay. So what's h must be and what's k must be? Vertical asymptotes. Vertical asymptote is 2, so h must be what? Okay, x minus h equals to 0 will be the asymptotes. So x equals to h is the asymptotes. So what's h must be? 2. So x equals to 2 is the asymptotes now. So your h must be 2. Hope that makes sense. X minus h equals to 0 is the asymptotes. In terms of h, the asymptotes must be x equals to h. And then the asymptotes is actually 2. So h equals to 2 is the h value. And what's k? 3 or negative 3? Negative 3. The y asymptotes must be y equals to k. And now y equals to minus 3 is the horizontal one. So k equals to minus 3. So what we have is y equals to a over bracket x minus 2 squared minus 3. The 2 and 3, the information get from the asymptotes. And I can sum x equals to 0 and y equals to minus 11 over 4. Because that's this point. Okay, so give me a y-intercept. So you know a point, I can stop the point in. Because there's only one variable I'm worried about. So that's a over 0 minus 2 squared minus 3 minus 11 over 4 equals to a over 4 minus 12 over 4. 1 over 4 equals to a over 4, and a is 1. So y equals to 1 over x minus 2 squared minus 3. That's the rule. Nothing new. It's just basically solving skills. Okay, sub in, find values. The only thing is you need to know the basic formula, like what asymptotes represent by, like h and k. What standard form looks like? X minus h plus y minus k squared and equals to r squared. So you need to know the basic form of the equation, and that's all you need. Okay, that's it for today. And tomorrow, just get you prepared, okay? Maybe you also read some of the things. We'll go back to the front page, which is page 1. If you flip front, like which is page 1, we'll start from the beginning. So on my notes, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 page. They all belongs to exercise A and B. Yeah, because yes, tomorrow's schedule is A and B. I'm not sure if I can finish it. Tomorrow will be a long lesson. I will try to finish as much as I can, but if I can't finish all, I will just switch maybe in another exercise. I think after A and B, each lesson only got one exercise after A and B. So I may put some of the B stuff into exercise C and then complete half of B and C. So A and half B and half B and C. I will maybe schedule like that. Very important class tomorrow. If you can, please do not miss tomorrow's lesson. Okay, important content.